Okay, I'm giving a quick run through of the 10,000 game menu system for the RetroBox. As you can see, this is the main menu that will be presented when you first power up the unit. The first thing you want to look at is the upper part of the screen, upper left, shows the order in which the games are sorted. Right now they are in name merged, which basically says put all the arcade games and console games in one big giant list. As you can see, I am on the third of 10,416 games. I can scroll up and down very slowly with my D-pad, up and down. As you can see, the demo on the right of the game, the video will play so you know what the game looks like and a little information about it. In this case, it's an arcade game created in 1987 by Capcom. You also see the original arcade marquee in the graphic up top, 1943 Battle of Midway. If I want to move through the list quickly, say I want to go to the A's, I press right on my D-pad, and as you can see, it jumps way down the list and starts on the A part of the list. And the top says A, and you can see that. If I click right on the D-pad, it goes to B. So I'm basically moving down the list very quickly, letter by letter. If I say I want a game that starts with E, I don't know, let's move down. How about Earthworm Jim? You can do that. If I want to move quickly, I'll use my right trigger button on my controller, and I can move through the list extremely fast. So you have ways to move through the list very quickly. I can go to G, H, I, J, K, L, and then scroll down and find Legend of Zelda. Boom. There are many ways to sort this list by hitting your back button. If you look at the upper left, I'm now sorted by type split, type merged, maker. So say you know your favorite home, let's see, your favorite, say you like Capcom arcade games, there you go. This would be your list of arcade Capcom games. If you like arcade Konami games, now you're in your list of arcade Konami games. So let me hit the back again, and we'll sort by maker, merged, year of release. So I can hold my D-pad down to the left and scroll all the way to the earliest year, which is 1975. So now I can scroll through the 75 games. Now I'm into 77, I'm into 78, 79, 1980, and it goes and goes, and that's kind of fun if you want to like kind of relive history and start with old games and then work into the classic eras such as 1982 and 83. You start getting into some real classics like Bubbles and looking for one, Donkey Kong Jr. So some of these years were far more interesting than others, but it is neat to start from the beginning and work through. I'm going to sort by times played. You can sort by, now this is one I use a lot. Sort by name and console. What it does is at the top of the list, I'm going to hold left on my D-pad to get to the, oops, I kind of went the wrong way there. It doesn't really matter. So I'm at the top of the list, arcade number, and they'll all be alphabetized arcade. But if I push to the right on my D-pad once, I go to arcade B and then C. So the arcade games are broken out by letter alphabetically, but if I keep going past those, I'll get to consoles. So now you have your Amiga computer system grouping, and I can go through those now and play just Amiga games. I can push right. I got Amstrad. I got Atari 2600. And on these older consoles, you're pretty much going to have every US release ever made for those consoles. I'm sure there'll be a few maybe that fall out, but they should be very well represented. Atari 7800, all those games. Anyway, I can go all the way up to Game Boy, Game Boy Advanced, Game Boy Color and Television, Sega Master System, Genesis CD, Genesis cartridges, Genesis 32X. So here's your Nintendo Entertainment System, your Nintendo 64 games, your PC Engine, otherwise known as TurboGrafx 16, TurboGrafx 16 CD games. That's a really good Castlevania game, by the way. PlayStation. We've got a bunch of PlayStation games, probably between 100 and 200 of those. Spectrum, Super Nintendo, huge system there. Got over 1,000 of those. And X 68,000. So that is the menu system. You just basically pick your game to play, press your A button, and the animation stops. The screen goes blank to let you know it's loading. And within too short of order, your game will appear. And you press your back button. I'm putting in quarters. Hit my start button on my controller, and I'm ready to play. Once you are done with the game and you want to get back to the main menu, you just press back and start on your controller at the same time. And just play a little bit here just to show you some gameplay. Okay, so now when I leave the game, I'm going to hit back and start. The screen goes black momentarily, and you're returned to the main menu. Some of these are set to yellow. That means that I've hit the white key to set that as my favorite. I just hit the white key, and now 19XX has become a favorite. If I hit my black key, now the list is just down to my 38 favorite games. So these are the games I play a lot. Then I hit the black, and I toggle between that and the full list. So very convenient way to keep your favorites whittled down from this huge, huge list of games. Anything else? You got your main menu. This is kind of fun game information. If you want to read about your favorite game, just click the A button, and boom, tells you about the game, the stages, trivia. You could read about these games to the end of time. There's just so much information. The series shows you, hey, if you like this game, you might like other ones in the series. So it can lead you from one game into other fun games that are similar. That's something I use a lot. Obviously, screen size adjustment, that affects every game. So you do it one time here in the menu, and every game will fill your screen. Buttons and features, this is basically the help. If you ever want to figure out, deep dive, all the things that you can do in this system, that's what you read, and it's a lot. The rest of these you probably won't use. In fact, I generally go in here and disable, and now you got a nice clean little menu here, just enough to get what you need. Dashboard will let you set your Xbox to your TV specification. So if you have HD, you'll want to go in there and change this to accept widescreen, 720p and 1080i, so you get the best graphics possible. Shutdown, you can actually shut down your Xbox from here if you don't feel like pressing the button on the console. So that's it, and enjoy.